Welcome back to part 2 of the Choose Your Own Adventure story, A Knight of the Realm. Written by ASMR Nerd Kingdom. Previously on A Knight of the Realm. You tried to rescue Lady Lynn of Elachar with the help of the Flyby Knights and Anor Coffrey from the Hardwall soldiers, only to discover Lady Lynn is an accomplished druid who was able to free herself by the time you arrived on scene. She has now tasked you with escorting her to Queenston so she can warn the Queen of Hardwall's dastardly plan. The Hardwall soldiers will soon discover that Lady Lynn is missing and send search parties for her recapture. You return to your room in the castle to pack your belongings for the 3-day trip, while the others head to the Wolf's Den Inn. The Flyby Knights have packed their instruments, and Nor Coffrey is in the stables getting his horse ready. If you want to grab some food from the kitchens, go to page 2. If you want to be at the rendezvous point early, go to page 3. Go early, you got it. You meet Lady Lynn at the North Gate. Her father, the Lord of Elachar, is there to wish you safe travels and a scroll of introduction to be presented to the Queen upon arrival. He hugs his only daughter, wiping away a proud tear as his daughter straightens her leather jerkin and ties her hair back, ready for anything. The 5 Flyby Knights and Nor Coffrey, holding the reins to his horse, Coco, arrive at the gate. You leave, following the path as it winds up toward a valley between 2 hills. As the sun begins to set behind one of the hills, you take stock of your ragtag team of adventurers. First, there's you, an accomplished human warrior who's won the melee tournament a time or 2. You've also seen combat in the Pillock Wars. Next, there's Lady Lynn. She's around 17 years old, with long brown hair and freckles and a pointed chin. She's oddly good at everything she tries, although she claims it's all due to practice. She is a druid, but has been learning warfare from you. The Flyby Knights are a lute and flute band that travel to tourneys around the Queendom to perform, but they've also seen combat in the Gully Wars, so they say. There are 5 of them. 1. Nor Alex, human, lead lute player. 2. Nor Bertu, dwarf, drummer. Nor Lila, elf, flautist. Nor Mokwo, elf, flautist. And 5. Nor JT, human, fiddler. Nor Coffrey, a seasoned knight of the realm and accomplished tourney knight, rounds out the group. He's seen combat in multiple wars and is regarded in the tourney circuit as an honorable person. You nod approvingly to yourself. The band might be young, but they are as eager to prove themselves as Lady Lynn. After passing between the hills, you approach a fork in the road. To the northeast is a forest with tight trees forming a dark canopy and mist covering the bushes. To the northwest is a swamp. If you go through the spooky forest, go to page 5. If you want to go through the swamp, go to page 6. spooky forest it is. All right. The forest steals what sunlight was left. Nor Leela and nor Mokwo take out their torches, one leading and one taking up the rear. Coco, the horse, doesn't love the flames and leans her head down toward Coffrey for a reassuring pat. You hope to find a clearing to take shelter for the night, but instead you hear tapping noises coming closer to you. Lady Lynn calls for a halt and listens closely. "Dire spiders," she says, opening her eyes. "Ready your weapons," she hisses at everyone. You take out your spear and see Lady Lynn do the same. The fly-by-nights are archers by trade and each take out short bows. Nor Coffrey mounts Coco and unsheaths his longsword from his scabbard. From behind a stand of spruce trees to your left, you see 3 dire spiders approach. Their bodies are the size of Clyde the innkeeper, and their legs are twice as long. The only sound they make as they move through the forest is the clacking of their pincers. Coco stomps her hooves and neighs in anticipation. Nor Alex calls out, "Sweep," and the archers loose their arrows, severely wounding the one on the left. The center spider rushes towards you, pincers out, ready to bite. You lunge forward and strike with your spear, getting a direct hit on one of the spider's many eyes. Lady Lynn follows suit, but misses the eye and has a hard time piercing through its thick exoskeleton. Nor Coffrey and Coco are fighting the last spider and succeeding in reducing its number of legs. The fly-by-nights take out the first spider and switch from bows to short swords. As Lady Lynn finally lands a blow to an eye, the band find the weak spots in the joints of the legs to immobilize your spider. You wind back and thrust your sword into its open mouth, killing it. At the same time, Nor Coffrey does the same with his spider. Coco's nostrils flare at the smell of blood, but Coffrey keeps her in check. Everyone sighs in relief. You continue down the path away from the dire spiders. If you want to continue searching for a clearing to sleep, go to page 7. If you want to keep walking in the darkening gloom, go to page 8. Keep walking. Good choice. Let's get out of the forest as soon as possible. We can rest once we've made it through. No one objects. Although Coco doesn't like walking in the dark, she would like to sleep here even less. A few bats fly overhead as you walk, but none try to attack. Owls swoop in between trees to catch smaller prey. According to the map, the forest isn't very long, and sure enough, after about an hour's walk, you find the trees thinning and the moon's light is finally able to light your path. You see rolling fields ahead of you leading to a bridge over a narrow river. Staying in the cover of the trees, you deem it safe enough to camp here for the night and take the first watch. All is clear when you wake Nor Coffrey for his turn. Even Coco was able to sleep peacefully here. The next morning, you eat an apple and some cheese for breakfast and head out towards the bridge with everyone in tow. There's no cover, so there's no way to hide from the 8 soldiers stationed at the bridge. From their livery, you can see they are Hardwall soldiers. Lady Lynn says, "They are looking for the daughter of a lord. I brought my flute with me. Let's all play our instruments and try to trick them so they don't notice me." If you go along with Lady Lynn's plan, go to page 9. If not, go to page 10. Go along with Lady Lynn, always a wise choice. Nodding, Lady Lynn slips in between Nor's Moko and JT, sliding out her flute and bringing it to her lips. She plays some scales while the others take out their instruments too. As you approach the bridge, the soldiers come out to meet you, spears out and set at a diagonal, which makes you think they aren't going to let you pass. Good morning, fellow knights, you say brightly. How's the road to Liptonshire? You ask, feigning ignorance. Liptonshire? You're not on your way to Queenston? Asked the lead soldier, eyeing everyone suspiciously. There's to be another tournament in Liptonshire in a fortnight, and we want to secure rooms at the inn before it fills up, supplies Nor Coffrey. The soldier frowns, trying to recall if he's ever heard of this tourney. One of the other soldiers pipes up. We were told not to let anyone pass, but if you hand over some gold, mayhaps we look the other way as you cross. If you decide to fight your way past, go to page 11. If you pay the toll, go to page 12. Honorable indeed. Gold, responds Nor Coffrey, offended. We don't deal with dishonorable knights, you add, taking out your spear. Your fellows do the same, all except Lady Lynn, who closes her eyes. A moment later, lightning strikes from what used to be a cloudless sky. The strike lands next to 4 of the soldiers nearest the bridge, who all drop immediately. The others were far enough away not to get injured, but the sound and their fallen comrades prove enough of a distraction for you and Nor Coffrey, who use this window of opportunity to attack. While Lady Lynn continues to concentrate on the storm, Nor Alex protects her. The other fly-by knights take out their short swords and rush the other 2 soldiers. You get the upper hand on your fight, as does Nor Coffrey. Coco stayed away from the fray. Nor JT suffers a slash to their hand, but the fly-by knights win the day. Lady Lynn heals Nor JT's wound. If you hide the bodies, go to page 13. If you leave them be, go to page 14. Bold choice. Before leaving the bodies, you loot them. Most only carried basic swords, but everyone gets a new knife, and your food packs are heavier than they were before. You pass over the bridge and head northwest towards Queenston. The road leads through many small villages. After an uneventful day of travel, you find yourself at the border of Perrytown, just as the sun is beginning to fall behind the horizon. You head for the inn to gather news and hopefully secure accommodations. The inn has a signpost with a feather and a horn. You enter and head to the bar while Nor Coffrey goes to the stables with Coco. You are able to book 2 rooms for the night. The fly-by nights take over one, while you, Coffrey, and Lady Lynn take the other. If you eat in the main room, go to page 15. If you eat in your rooms, go to page 16. Being social, all right. You take your seats at 2 adjacent tables, dragging them together to form one big table. The server, a gnome, doesn't ask for anyone's order. He gives everyone beer and a bowl of stew, and walks away without saying a word. Now that's efficient, comments nor Alex as everyone digs in. The dining hall fills up, and as you finish wiping your chin, a band starts performing. The fly-by-nights listen appreciatively and cheer at all the right moments. Lady Lynn, you say quietly, I think it's best if we go back to our room. We don't know who may recognize you, and we can't let word get out that you are anywhere near Queenston. Lady Lynn sighs. She was rather enjoying the spectacle, but agrees that your reasoning is sound. Nor Coffrey joins you back at the room after checking in on Coco. The next morning, you head down to breakfast, but don't see the fly-by-nights anywhere. You check their rooms and receive no response. You stop a passing server and ask where your companions have gone. He ignores you and keeps walking. Lady Lynn concentrates and casts a charm. Next thing you know, the server turns around and begins rambling. They challenged the paratoners to a duel of sorts. Each band played the same song, and the crowd had to choose who played it best. The losers had to pay the winners drinks all night. The paratoners lost, and they hate losing, but they brought your friends drinks all night. Next thing I know, they're all passed out. Gaffy, that's the owner, doesn't take kindly to people passing out in his bar. He had his bouncers toss them all outside the town. I haven't seen them since. He finished, then looked surprised as if he's never spoken that much in his entire life. He turns around and speeds away before he could say anything else. If you want to continue your journey to Queenston, go to page 17. If you want to find the fly-by-nights, go to page 18. Continuing your journey, all right. We must continue onward. They understand our mission and would be upset if we delayed on their account. I'm sure they can take care of themselves, and they will find us in Queenston when they can, you say. Lady Lynn nods, biting her lip. Nor Coffrey nods once and heads to the stables for Coco. The morning sees you following the road to the capital. You meet other travelers along the way, but no one is noteworthy. Until, that is, you come across a human soldier traveling alone. They aren't wearing any colors, so you don't know which lord they serve. He stares intently at Lady Lynn, stops you as he passes, and asks where you are headed. If you tell him the truth, go to page 19. If you ignore him, go to page 20. Ignoring it is. You walk past the soldier and say, the road to Perrytown is safe and clear. Safe journeys. He calls out, Hey, I asked you a question. Nor Coffrey turns his head and says, None of your business. Now go along with yours. The soldier unsheaths his sword. You sigh and turn around. You are outnumbered 3-1. Keep walking. His face scrunches in displeasure, but he eyes you and Nor Coffrey and decides this isn't the hill he wants to die on. He sheaths his sword and says, This isn't the last you see of me. You turn back around and keep walking for a few minutes until the human is out of sight. He was odd, wasn't he? Asks Lady Lynn. Nor Coffrey says, Must be a Hardwell soldier if he's trying to hide his allegiance. Might be on the lookout for young ladies. It's possible, my lady, that the word is out they no longer have you captive. Lady Lynn hears this. That makes sense. In that case, I shall change to make myself appear even less like a lady. She rushes off behind a nearby boulder, and with a She rushes off behind a nearby boulder with a shouted, "Don't you dare come near," and returns with her hair hidden in a cap and wearing men's clothes. "You can call me Lenny now." "You got it, Lenny. Let's keep going." You make it to the Queenston gate and wait in line to speak with a guard before being allowed to enter. You see farmers with carts, peddlers with fully laden donkeys, and a few families in the queue. One of the farmers says to his neighbor, "Have you heard what happened in Ellicott?" "No." "I heard the Lord of Ellicott invited the Lord of Hardwall over and then slaughtered him." "What? That can't be." One of the peddlers pipes up at this. "I heard they used mages to put them all to sleep and then move their bodies into the woods and burn them all." Lenny looks at you, brows furrowed. "Hardwall is spreading disinformation," you mutter. The husband of one of the families says, "I heard Hardwall attacked first, so Ellicott was only defending itself. Our cook heard it from the Cook Network. Gossip spreads like wildfire in the network." Everyone takes a moment to digest this, as he's right, of course. The Cook Network is almost never wrong. The peddler is the first to answer. "Well, what about the fire burning? The wind brought the smell and smoke across the river, and I know what I smelled." At this point, the farmer is speaking with the guard, and one by one, they are all allowed to enter. You step up to the guard. If you hand over the letter of introduction, go to page 21. If you try to lie and get the lay of the land first, go to page 22. Good choice, good choice. "Good day. I'm a knight of the realm," you say to the guard, "and this is Nor Coffrey and knight in training Lenny. We have come to escort Knit Lenny so he can train with the bow by Master Archer Dane." Lenny tries not to look surprised at this, and Nor Coffrey busies himself with Pat and Coco. The guard nods and says, "Welcome to Queenston. You'll find Dane at the castle during the day and the Inn of the Leaping Wolf at night. Best of luck to you, Knit Lenny," he says, looking right at Lenny. Lenny averts eye contact after a quick second, lest they give them away. They enter the capital and decide to get a room at the Inn of the Leaping Wolf before heading to the castle. You are able to score a room close to the stables, which makes Coffrey happy. The sun is hovering low in the sky, and you must see the Queen before the castle gates are closed. You head over with Lenny and Coffrey and see there is no line to speak to the guard. You show him the letter of introduction and say you must be allowed to speak with the Queen in private. The guard reads the letter, eyes widen, and says, "Come with me." As you walk through the gate, the guard locks the gate behind you, stopping anyone else from seeking access. The guard takes you through a series of winding hallways. Nor Coffrey says, "The last time I saw the Queen, I did not take this route. Where are you taking us?" The guard walked on, faster, and said, "You wanted to speak with the Queen privately, so I'm bringing you to a private room. Both you and Coffrey loosen your weapons for easy access. Right through here, if you please." You step into a room with a large table in the center and no windows. "Wait here. The Queen will be with you shortly." He closes the door behind him and locks it. "Well," says Nor Coffrey, "this isn't exactly going as planned, is it?" "Not at all," you reply. You take out your spear, and Nor Coffrey takes out his sword. Lenny closes their eyes and focuses. You hear many footsteps and the door unlocking. Tinio, the Lord of Hardwall's son, enters the room. Hello, Lady Lynn. That's you in the boy's clothes, is it? I much prefer you in dresses. Will you fight your way to the Queen? What do the Hardwell soldiers have planned? Find out next time in A Knight of the Realm, a choose your own adventure story. Sweet dreams.